You're dreaming about somebody else. Now I'm feeling like I'm wasting my time. I think I'm losing my mind, but I can't help but feel like we don't love the way that we used to. You tell me all your secrets while you sleep, but you don't know that I'm moving on my own. You should know that life has grown cold in this world that we built, yeah. The solar flares in your heart, now it's nightmare, but I can't stay away. I used to fly in my dreams as a kid. When I'm with you, it's like I'm losing my powers all over again, and I can't help but feel like we don't choose what we dream about. And right now I just need someone to feel like I'll make it through
It's the break of dawn, I'm not making sense. Talking to the wall, calling it a friend. I was in the clear, but lines got blurry again. It's not very warm when I'm alone in bed, so call me in the morning, sheets over your head. Night got pretty weird with both our cheeks turning red. Yeah, never think before I react. No, it's bad when I play it back. I'm sorry if I pulled you in on all my bullshit. No, it's annoying. I'm sorry if I show you close when we're together. I should know better. Making mama proud 7 days a week, but I come back around like a roller rink. When the sun is down, it sets a whole different scene. Tripping on my tongue when you're craving sweet nothings. We're not even an autumn, but you're feeling like it's something. I won't talk about it cause I wanna feel your loving. Yeah. Never think before I react. No, it's bad when I play it back. I'm sorry if I pull you in on all my bullshit. No, it's annoying. I'm sorry if I show you.
Well, thank you for calling Kokoro UBC. How may I help you?
Can I make a to-go order?
May I have your phone number?
604
Okay. And may I have your name?
Eunice, EUNICE.
Okay. And what can I get for you?
Can I get a Niku Maje Soba? And then also get a 1 Coke, please.
A can of Coke?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be ready in about 10 minutes.
Alright. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.
10분, 10분.
wide awake in an empty room, all alone with the thought of you. Thought I'd miss you more than I do, but I kinda like it. Should I try and hide it? Got drunk and I told you I loved you, on a night when we stayed out too late. Did I really love her? 'Cause I'm starting now to wonder.